Over the weekend, police authorities managed to arrest 14 people for different crimes. One of the most noteworthy was the capture of a member of the organized crime group Betania, who was hiding here on the island of San Andres.
Crimes such as theft, illegal carrying of firearms, personal injury, and drug possession, among others, resulted in the capture of 14 people arrested by uniformed members of the National Police who were placed at the disposal of the competent authority, as reported by the acting commander of the National Police.
3 personas capturadas.
3 people were arrested for different crimes such as personal injury, carrying firearms and ammunition, and 2 people for theft, among other crimes, which gives us a total result of 14 arrests, as well as the apprehension of a minor for possession and trafficking of narcotics.
The authorities managed to arrest 2 people belonging to organized criminal gangs from the interior of the country who were hiding inside the department to avoid being detected by the police authorities.
Se dio la captura de una persona.
We've managed to capture a person who had a previous arrest warrant for the crime of kidnapping, which belonged to the gang, which operates in the municipality of Partado, Antioquia. In the same way, another person was arrested by court order for the crime of criminal organization, which is Betania, who commits crimes in the city of Medellin. One was captured at the airport, and the other we already had a previous work which is achieved with the capture after information that comes to us from the interior. What we were able to establish is that these people were seeking refuge on the island to avoid arrest in the interior of the country.
The National Police accompanied the transfer of inmates to the interior of the country. The decision taken by the penitentiary center is to reduce congestion in the prison in the department.
In recent days, the police authorities transferred approximately 15 inmates to prison in the interior of the country, which was done in a plane of the institution after the request made by the IMPEC in order to decongest and avoid situations that put a risk in the security inside the prison.
Coordinada y conjunta e interinstitucional.
In a coordinated, joint and interinstitutional effort, the IMPEC and the National Police have transferred some people who are deprived of their liberty on the island to the interior of the country. There is a number that may increase to approximately 50 people for different crimes. There are different reasons for which the IMPEC in a work in an analysis that have been done has determined the different reasons for which these people should be transferred. The important thing is that there is joint work between the different entities.
It should be noted that for the different control entities, it is important to maintain security inside prison in order to prevent disturbances where inmates are affected.
And inhabitants of Harmony Hill are in great commotion due to the conflagration of a car in the middle of the road. The reason for the start of the vehicle fire are still unknown. However, this news agency will be attentive to the report delivered by authorities after conducting the respective investigations in this case. At this time of this issue, no injuries have been reported related to this event. The legal transportation of migrants continues in San Andres Islands. The new illegal service in the department currently has family members suffering the disappearance of their loved ones, but nevertheless continues to be active. In the last week, the Navy has rescued 95 migrants.
In the last week, 94 Venezuelan and 1 Ecuadorian migrants have been saved by the National Navy, including 6 minors, when they attempt to be transported from San Andres to Central America aboard illegal vessels. These people set out to sea in vessels using unauthorized routes in an attempt to evade the controls of the Colombian Navy units, as they do not comply with the minimum safety condition of maritime regulation in force, putting their life at risk. During the operation conducted, a total of 8 people were arrested for the possible commission of the crime of irregular human trafficking, being placed at the disposal of the Attorney General Office and the Judicial Police. For their part, the safeguard migrants have presented to Migración Colombia, the Office of Control, Circulation and Residence OCRE, and the minors to the Colombian Institute of Family Welfare ICVF of San Andres for the re-establishing of their rights.
And family of migrants who disappeared are still distressed with no knowledge of the whereabouts of their loved ones. Rubenly Quintero, sister of Ruben Quintero, who apparently was also on the boat that sailed from San Andres Islands with final destination to Central America, contacted Teleislas News.
A worrying situation is a news service that puts San Andres in the spotlight of Venezuelan migrants seeking to reach the so-called American dream. More than 620 migrants have been rescued at sea by the National Navy, and about 8 islanders have been placed at the disposal of the competent authorities. This route has been traced to Nicaragua, has attracted the attention of migrants who enter the island in search of the service. But how do migrants find out about this activity? What is the offer? This is one of the reasons why the islanders enjoy an influx of tourists, mostly migrants seeking to reach the United States.
It is a very well-known route. I am not in Venezuela and I have been in Colombia recently, but everybody knows that you arrive in San Andres, and from San Andres you are going to take the boat trip. That is known everywhere. You arrive in San Andres and there you start to ask friends and acquaintances how they have gone. They ask them about the docks or the places where they can go out, and there they find out everything.
Worried and desperate are the relatives of Venezuelan migrants who have been reported missing since the early hours of Wednesday, October 12th. It has now been 7 days without news of the whereabouts of approximately 13 or 14 Venezuelans and 2 citizens residing on the island. The hours and days go by, and the anguish of not knowing about them grows more and more. According to Rubenelli, they have not heard from their relative, and at the last time they heard from them was October 12th, the same day they report them missing. This situation is causing much distress to those waiting for a call from migrants notifying them of their sea arrival at their destination or at a port in the Caribbean Sea, as one of the hypotheses is that they could be adrift.
And the Ombudsman's Office warns about the increase of illegal migrants crossing the waters of the archipelago bound for Central America and the United States.
Given the excessive increase of illegal migrants entering the water of the archipelago bound for Central America, the Ombudsman's Office alerted local authorities about the risk faced by the migrants of being victims of human trafficking. For this reason, it invites the cooperation of state entities to guarantee the human right to migrate.
Desde San Andrés revisamos la situación.
From San Andres, we reviewed the situation of human rights violations experienced by migrants, mostly Venezuelans who have been using the archipelago as a new route to go to Central America and the United States. We have alerted the local authorities about the risk for migrants to be victims of human trafficking or commercial sexual exploitation by criminal organizations. In view of this, we have requested to guarantee a legal, safe, and orderly migration in conditions of human dignity from the Ombudsman's Office through the Regional San Andres and the Delegate from Human Mobility. We are providing the necessary support to assist them in their stay in Colombian territory and to ensure the coordination between state entities for the human right to migrate.
The Ombudsman has expressed concern about the high flow of migrant children and adolescents on the island. In the interception of boat-carrying migrants, there are minors who should be provided with a protective measure while the legal process of their parents takes place. Finally, he expressed his concern about cases such as shipwreck of boats with missing migrants for more. Nada se me olvidó todo lo demás.
And in other news, the president of Cotelco Archipelago chapter gave a great review about the visits to different tourism fairs in which the islands have been present in the last quarter, and indicated the upcoming fairs in which they will participate to see all the islands' destination at a national and international level.
Taking into account the different offers of tourism fairs that have been presented to the hotel and related guide, in addition to the importance of the destination of the island to be known internationally, Cotelco announced the visits that have been made and announced that on October 27 they will be traveling to a new fair in Valle del Cauca.
We have just arrived from Argentina at the 5th fair where Coltelco was present on the stand with Pro-Colombia, and many of the hotel chains were also present. We were able to present the destination of the archipelago, and again, the destination of the southern cone was very interesting, such as Brazil, Chile, Argentina, because of the outbound destination of the archipelago, so we gave reasons for the destination to prefer us as a vacation destination. We were at the REMA Fair in Cali, where the participation was massive, and more than 500 agencies visited the stands and the promotion made by Coltelco and San Andres with its different hotels during one day.
Finally, the hotelier spoke of the present that the hotels of Coltelco San Andres will make in the coming days to continue selling the destination of the islands to the agencies available in the west of the country.
We were in a workshop in Bucaramanga where we had an attendance of more than 160 agencies, where we presented the destination, and on October 27th we will be traveling to Valle del Cauca for another workshop where we will be present to give reasons and motives by developing the city marketing tool so that the western part of Antioquia, Valle del Cauca, and neighboring departments prefer the archipelago for the vacations at the end and beginning of the year.
Coltelco San Andres will continue to be present at the different fairs to be held during the remainder of the year 2022, with the objective of selling the archipelago and continue positioning it as one of the favorite destinations of national and international travelers.
And now let's get to know other facts that today are news in our brief news section.
The League Against Cancer San Andres section commemorates the International Day of the Fight Against Breast Cancer, raising awareness and consciousness of the community of the archipelago about the importance of prevention for early detection of breast cancer. The Cab Drivers Union of the Gustavo Rojas Pinilla International Airport joined the campaign for the prevention of commercial sexual exploitation of children and adolescents conducted by the departmental administration. The drivers received training from the Department of Tourism to curb this problem worldwide. The Secretariat of Agriculture and Fisheries informs that the closure of the capture of Queen Kong in the archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina is still active since June 1st to October 31st, 2022, in accordance with the provisions of Resolution 00179 of 1995. For this reason, within the framework of the guidelines established for the closed period of this resource, the fishing inspectors will continue to conduct monitoring, inspection, control, and surveillance activities in commercial and fishing companies, hotels, supermarkets, stores, restaurants, and fish products outlets.
Information, we reached to the end of this broadcast, but we see you tonight at 8 p.m. with more Teleislas news. Good afternoon.